And of course, Bill shaved.
You keep mentioning that.
God, because when I first met Bill, he had a beard like mine. You know?
My beard was much better than yours.
No. As good as mine.
I like how
I had to go key going.
Alright, welcome to the Legends Podcast, episode 15, I think? Yeah.
we're
I
going
put
that, sure.
15 on here, I hope I'm right. We got Dylan and Bill here. Again.
Hi.
Bill looks slightly more awake this time, but who knows, his narcolepsy might take over.
Yes, I actually got 8 hours last night.
Jeez. Will you me?
Of sleep or work?
Sleep. I had more than 8 hours of work.
Okay.
I got 8 hours of work yesterday.
For those of you who don't know, Bill is actually is an indentured servant to his company. He just works all the time. He's actually supposed to be on company premises now working. It's just they're so busy.
Don't tell him.
That's alright, John Sadler. We all know the truth. You're actually Bill's boss. Look at that grouchy face on Dylan. He's already done, and we're like a minute in.
No, I actually give podcasts a chance to actually unfold, unlike certain someone who is completely trashing on the Clone Wars video game right now.
Oh, hey Janko, how you doing? All right, let's get into this. Where we want to begin?
We should probably begin with the most important thing you guys need to do right now. It is your civic duty right now as Expanded Universe fans to go to all of the links that are currently doing the Hasbro fan poll. Go to all the emails, unleash all of your emails, like your spam ones, don't matter. Just bombard them with Vote Jaina. Just vote Jaina everywhere. Just go into random forums on the internet. Just type in Vote Jaina. They'll know what you're talking about. You will not get trolled at all.
We currently have 100% Vote Jaina on Lord Skunk, which is amazing.
There's like only like 8 or 9 people commenting, and they're all like Vote Jaina. I
no
wonder
one can
how.
Figure it out.
Okay, so basically, if you aren't up to speed on this, Hasbro is doing another fan poll for their Black Series line, their 6-inch Black Series line, where the fans decide on what the figure is going to be. Last year, they did the same thing, and somehow, despite all the Sabine shenanigans, Revan somehow managed to win. We were pushing that last year, and so this year we're pushing Jaina. And it's currently in the, I guess what you'd call like the fan poll group stage, where each fan site is doing their own poll. Nominations is doing their own poll. Each fan site will take the top 6 that they get, send it to Hasbro. Hasbro will compile all their top 6s and make a final top 6, which will get put on StarWars.com for us all to vote. So the movement is going with Jaina Solo. That is who you should vote for. A vote for Jaina Solo it's even more important right now than Waru for president, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that's important.
Mm-hmm.
Last year it was you could vote on StarWars.com every day. I don't know if that's going to be this year, but I would think they'd stay with the same format unless they figured out we totally crushed them.
Well, you can also vote per browser, which, by the way, have like a phone or laptop or a tablet or like multiple of those. You can vote on the ones that are like the one that's on Jedi Temple Archives. Is that the one that has like the final? They're doing the final 10. They're voting for the final 6. You can actually vote on different. Like I have voted on my laptop, and then I voted my phone, and then I got one of my old phones that doesn't even have service anymore. But I hooked it up to all my string of old phones and started voting on those as well because it works. They'll take the vote, so
Yeah.
I mean, they ask if you can make cheese out of blue milk, but the way we're running this fan poll right now, it's definitely possible. And no one got the joke. Fantastic. I'll be here all night.
Sorry, I'm busy voting.
Good job.
Sorry, I
I'll
tuned
finish
out
the last
everyone.
5 pages of this book.
It's exactly like how Bill doesn't finish anything, and he secretly doesn't know how to read.
I got 5 pages left. I'll read it right now.
Braille? Is that Braille there, Bill?
Braille? No.
What's next on the agenda? Oh, well, I have to talk about my Battlefront struggles. Playing this new Bespin stuff. It's slightly better than the last DLC. Since the last DLC was the equivalent of Ebola, this is just the equivalent of dysentery. It has the hints of being a good game, but the problem is it's a broken, terrible game with the hints of being good, which is almost worse. I think that is the worst kind of game, where it has the potential to be really fun, but it's not at all. Like today I was playing Fighter Squadron, and it rarely lets you actually get a full kill. It just says assists every time. It's not even like I'm doing... Like, I'll just shoot a TIE fighter. I'm flying an A-Wing, and I shoot a TIE fighter. I'm the only one shooting this TIE fighter, and I blow it up. And it says assist. Like, that's fucking stupid. It makes me want to gouge my brain out.
It makes you want to weed because you're angry at someone.
Makes me want to read my book.
By the way, for those watching, I just put in the chat, in the comments of the video, the links to all the places to vote and all the emails to send in, or the places that have emails, including instructions on how to vote. So, vote.
Now, bitch.
Yeah. Vote now. Vote now. Can we get that GIF of everyone like when they have like a vote of no confidence in Chancellor Valorum, just says vote now, but said like dub it out to say vote Jaina?
Huh? Okay.
Something we probably should have thought of beforehand.
I like how we have all these ideas like last minute.
I know.
This is what happens when I work 5 days a week. I don't pay attention to the groups. And
You work 5 days a week. Frickin' Bill works 7 days a week, and he's running.
Bill's an indentured servant, all right? You know, he's used to this. I'm not at all.
Oh, talking
Speaking
about,
of art, yeah.
yeah,
You
how
want to go
we're
with it?
working all the time. We're actually looking for editors for some of our pages. The events page for the expanded universe and the Give Us Legends page. I'm also going to throw out, I'm looking for editors for my personal page, Stone for the Arts. If you're interested, message the pages and let us know why you're interested, how you got into the EU, and what have you done towards our goal of restoring the EU.
Can I say something?
Maybe.
Edward, you're banned. Don't even try to do this. I know you're going to try to do this, but you're not going to come back in the Alliance. You sure as shit are not coming into Bill's new page. I mean, hey, Bill, is he in the page?
He tried to. I banned him.
Oh, good. Good. We're all on the same page here. Well, actually, no, we're not. And
Right.
come to my page. Just go
Oh,
away.
we're not on the same page because Bill still has 5 pages left.
Probably has more than that. He's just saying 5 pages.
Well, everyone keeps asking me to help with their page. And I've said no to a few of them, but not all of them.
Alright. What's next? It's my show and I don't even know what's happening.
There was something else, wasn't there?
We'll see. We already talked about Vote Jaina. Basically, the reason this podcast exists is because A, we need to get one out every week so to keep the viewers, and B, so we could just say vote Jaina as many times as possible.
Didn't you want to talk about Mac Wilkinson's removal? Wilkins' removal?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's a political debacle in the Waru.
Yeah, so for those of you who last time, Matt Wilkins is no longer running the Vote Waru campaign. He's no longer the campaign manager because he got into some trouble because there was some emails with Eric Geller that he may or may not have deleted. It was a whole debacle, It's unfortunate that it happened. He had to step down because of it. But just recently, the Force.net had an investigation on it, and they found that there was nothing done that was wrong. So I think Matt's going to stay out of it still because he's done. Damage is unfortunately done, which just sucks. But vote Waru, Waru for president, still going strong, So vote Waru. He's going to build a wall.
And
Bob
Disney. Iger paid for it, the dirty bastard.
I can't even remember all the other ones.
No. We'll just watch previous episodes, take notes next time.
Right.
But let's talk about what we're reading, because this is the thing, this is a subject that I always know we're going to do, And I want to talk about what I'm reading first, because I'm a greedy asshole.
Okay, you do that. I'll finish the last 5 pages of this book.
Yeah, Bill, you read, and Dylan and I will cover for you. So
Bill's the kind of kid who, going to school, he would come in early in the morning and do all the homework that was supposed to be done that night, while the class is still going on.
I only did that in 7th and 8th grade.
No, I did that in my whole middle school career. No big deal. Of course, I did that too. Anyway, so let's get into this. I have been reading the Marvel Comics, the original Marvel Comics, and I'm up to I just finished Star Wars issue 15, and I'm going to be reviewing those tomorrow, hopefully. But also, I finished New Republic Bloodlines, which everyone is so excited about. Bill's about to fall asleep, reading his Braille, and Dylan looks like he just suffered cancer and is dead.
Well, I'm just refreshing the comment section, so I know if we get any questions.
Oh, well, I'll see if we got any questions. We have not had any questions on Google+. But if you want to submit your questions, do so right now, and we'll answer them during the reading section. So anyway, I started Darth Bane Path of Destruction. I'm about 4 chapters in, and I'm really, really, really enjoying it. It's actually the first Drew Karpyshyn book I've ever read, which for some people they think it's weird because I guess I've become some sort of Sith expert, even though I really am not at all. But hey, you read one Sith novel and suddenly you're an expert in all sorts of things you don't know about.
So it's good. I just bought a first edition of that book. It's probably the next one I'm going to read. It's a full-size book, so it'll probably take me 2 years.
Don't kid yourself. Probably 5. Let's be honest here, Bill. With your indentured servitude, you don't really have time to read. But yeah, I've been reading that. Dylan, what do you want?
I don't know if I was still reading this. Yeah, I think I was reading this, but I'm on Fate of the Jedi Abyss by Troy Denning.
You hadn't started it yet.
Yeah, well, I'm about 9 chapters in, so yeah, I don't have the thing up, but yeah. You can't see my bookmark. There we go. It's really good. I'm enjoying it. There's a lot of Luke and Ben stuff in the beginning of this book, which so far my one critique of Fate of the Jedi so far is that of all the storylines going on, I'm finding the Luke and Ben stuff the least interesting. But again, I know where the story is going, and I know that's going to pick up, so I'm not. It's not a deal breaker, It's not like Crystal Star, where I'm just trying to get through it to get through it. Oh, sorry, Matt Wilson. Trigger warning. We're gonna be talking about Crystal Star today. Sorry about that.
We wanted to talk about something else too. Now I remember.
Is that all you're reading, Dylan?
Yeah.
Bill, got there. Kenobi's Blade. Again.
I'm on page 114 out of 118. I've made a lot of progress since last time.
You did. Maybe.
And I'm also noticing on the last page there's an order form for the rest of them for $4.50 each. It's only 20 years old, but I'm going to try it.
Oh, god damn, dude. Well, I have an update, sort of. I have a huge Star Wars order coming in, and my regular size Dark Horse trade paperbacks my collection of those will be complete.
Something, dark side. Something.
And my Dave Filoni Clone Wars comics are 75% completed, and I have like 5 omnibuses, Dark Horse omnibuy to collect. And all my hardcovers will be done. And basically, I'll be done with Star Wars comics collecting.
Okay.
They'll be complete.
My collection is complete too. It's all on my phone. It's really great. You know, I only had to spend $300 for the entire collection of Dark Horse Star Wars and the old Marvel Star Wars too.
That's an imprint.
Well,
I have no idea what the fuck that was.
that was a baby.
That's my father. That's all I know. I don't know why he made that noise.
All right, so questions.
I don't see any.
We're going from the old one.
Yeah.
From Nexus Prime, this is from last week, and I'm not going to be reading the questions that we did the last time, that we answered live the last time, so these are only the questions that happened people asked after. Nexus Prime asked...
Do we want to address some issues before we get to the questions?
Oh, yeah, we should probably do that.
There's been some videos made lately with the purpose to antagonize the trolls of the EU movement. This is not a good idea.
Yeah, please stop. Seriously, please stop.
Yes.
It's bad. I won't say it's on an Edward level of bad because nothing's that bad, but this is bad. So picture like you're walking forward and then suddenly you start walking backwards. That's what these videos do.
Exactly.
Take our movement and it's like taking 1 step forward and 2 steps back. Please stop. Seriously.
And there's something we get accused of all the time of having death threats, issuing death threats against people and harassing them and wishing them
what was that?
I don't see too much of this, but I think I've seen it all twice. And one was from an anonymous account that called themselves Rogue9, which I have no idea who that is. It could be 500,000 different people. And one person is one name I actually recognize. This is something we don't need to be doing. It's wrong on every level. There's no reason to be doing any of this. I mean, people aggravate you, but there's no reason to wish ill on them. It's damaging not only to the movement, but more importantly to the whole human race. This is beyond barbaric.
It's fucking stupid. You shut your mouths. You just go about your life. You know, it's just stuff on the internet. It's like when people get upset because they get called names on the internet. Like, don't have to respond to the trolls. Don't have to antagonize them.
Block and ignore.
Not even that. You don't even have to block them. Just ignore them. It's not even that big of a deal. I mean, if they just keep coming at you, then yeah, block them. But if it's like a one-time, they call you names. Like look at any of my can rants. there's guaranteed to be at least someone calling me all sorts of horrible names, that I'm some sort of hunky devil, and that I hate women, so on and so forth, all these things that would, you get the idea. I don't let that get to me. I mean, the thought does cross my mind to antagonize them, but I don't, because that would just make everything a lot worse. Oh shit. But yeah, but don't do it. Dylan, do you want to throw something in here with your awful hairpiece?
No, I mean, usually I'm the PSA guy in the Alliance, but I think you guys did a good job, so.
Well, Bill did a good job. Mine was just a little rambly. Thank you very much. I heard your subtle undertones there.
Well, it's not something that I like to say, but it shouldn't happen at all. And it's kind of depressing having that the people in the movement aren't all up to that standard. But it is what it is.
But the main goal of the main goal of the group is to talk about things and have fun. Also to get the expanded universe continued, of course. Have fun. Don't be an asshole. End of story. All right, let's get to questions now.
Where was it? Okay, so Nexus Prime asks, could it be that the dark side can turn into the Anti-Force from Waru's universe, like some kind of transition?
We answered this.
Oh, did we? Okay.
Yeah, and the answer was we had no clue.
Okay. Jedi Acolyte 22, this is from 5 days ago. Have you taken the Star Wars questionnaire?
What one?
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
Yeah, I have taken like a couple a long time ago when the questionnaire thing was brand new. They're kind of casual. But yeah, how about you, Bill?
I've taken quite a few. Like you say, they're kind of casual. Just before I found the EU movement last year, like early last year, like January or so, that Lucasfilm was actually putting out something to help. They were building like a hologram, like a 20 questions game, and I was working on that, but there were so many errors on there from all the casuals answering, and I was doing my best to correct those issues, but then I found out about what they did on Death Star Day, and I just gave that up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Next question.
This is this novel comes from you know who.
Of course it does, Dark Snovia. Can't answer. He can't write a short question. EU Riddler. That's what I'm gonna call him. He's the expanded universe Riddler.
He's Darth Riddler now?
Darth Riddler.
Alright. What is the most annoying segment in a Star Wars game that you ever encountered?
I don't know if this counts, but when Dark Forces 2 does Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2 doesn't work. Like the cutscene works, and then the game, either the screen doesn't even show up, so you can't see what you're doing. It freezes, or it turns into that weird snow thing that tube TVs do. I've had all four happen to me today.
It's still doing that? I was playing it when it was on DOS, and it was doing that then. I figured it was because the game was too powerful for DOS.
Well, it's because they fixed... LucasArts went out of business before they could fix it on Steam. So people are trying to make patch fixes, and it's not 100% yet for Steam. I think they've done it. They fixed it on disk. But yeah, I think like Windows 7 and up just can't run it. They just can't. I don't know why. Same with Mysteries of the Sith. They both don't work. And it's really irritating because I want to play them, but can't. But also, God, I'm trying to think of... Oh, pulling down the Star Destroyer in Force Unleashed.
Yeah.
You have to throw the TIE fighters around, but the control for throwing things is just not... It's a little clunky. So it just doesn't.
And there's no health. There's no health anywhere. So like,
Yeah.
you die a lot. You'll take shots a lot.
Yeah, it's so irritating.
I would say this isn't really a segment, but this is something that's always annoyed me. In Battlefront 2, I know heresy right now. In Battlefront 2, the Endor mission is nearly the Endor battle is nearly impossible as the Imperials.
I disagree.
I disagree too.
How do you win?
I don't know.
You get yourself up to general and get all your stats to like these super buffs you got, and you tear it apart all by yourself.
Yeah, but I know I tried that. The only times I can ever win is when I have a co-op partner doing the same thing. The AI just always die. I always lose too many of my own. My own AI are always too stupid to like not die, and then no matter what I do.
I always go around the outside and get to the last post, avoiding the main battle, and take the farthest post, and then work my way back.
Oh.
You know what I have trouble playing as in Battlefront 2? He plays the Gungans in Hunt on Naboo.
Oh yeah.
It can be done, but you have to be really good.
No, but some of the Hunt ones are really like Ewoks are way too overpowered against the Scout Troopers.
I don't know if I ever won as the Scout Troopers. I didn't like the controls for either of them, so I never played it. I didn't play it that much.
The most balanced one, in my opinion, because the Jawas always beat the Tusken Raiders somehow, was the Wampas and the.
That's true. I beat the Tusken Raiders. I beat the Jawas once.
Right, once. Out of how many tries did it take you?
5.
The only one that's truly balanced, in my opinion, was the Wampas versus the Rebels.
Yeah. And even then, if you're playing on Steam and you have 3 friends as Wampas and 1 friend as the Rebels, you'll dominate unless you're playing against me, because that's my game. I'm not to humble brag, but I'm going to humble brag here. Battlefront 2 for a long time was the only PS2 game besides Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone that I had.
I might be able to take you.
If Battlefront 2 worked on Steam for me right now, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'd have to take you up on that. I am a little rusty.
I do remember the one summer in Battlefront 2. I figured out that the guns that you got could be perma unlocked, and I got all of them. I got all the medals 64 times. I just grinded that out. I did it without cheats the first time I did it, and then because people always complained that I would play against them on like split screen, and then like, but you have all the most overpowered guns, so I used cheats to get it for a second account just so my friends wouldn't complain. But
the only one I couldn't get was the rocket launcher one, where you had to get the critical strike on them. I could not get those medals. I think I only ever got like 4 or 5.
It's really easy to get. You have to either play Hoth or Geonosis as the Rebels or the CIS. You basically sit under the AT-AT or the ATTE and like shoot it right in its neck. The AT-AT and the ATTE is like the center spherical thing, like underneath the legs. You have to shoot that.
The shoulder part where it joints. Okay.
No, you have to hit the neck. The ATTE is easier, and it's easier because Hoth is an open enough map that only like 2 or 3 guys will spawn there. And if you already have the percussion pistol unlocked, you can deal with them pretty easily and get the 4 hits in one line.
I'm always aiming for the wrong spot then.
Yeah. Yeah, the hardest one was actually the no, it wasn't, because you can get the gunslinger one for the pistol on the space battles.
That and the blaster rifle were the first 2 I always got.
Yeah, and then the really annoying one was the slice into vehicles, which you basically just have to play. I love
taking over the vehicles.
I know you do, but in order to boost that one, you have
to someone.
You have to basically play Geonosis as the Republic, because it's the only one where there's enough vehicles to like be able to do it on.
Seriously, every time I saw a vehicle, I'd hack it, no matter what. It's like, that's going to be mine.
That's the one I died the most getting. Because the shotgun, the fletched shotgun you can get on Mustafar. What else? The sniper one is fairly easy. I did the sniper one on Hoth. But a lot of people prefer to... Yeah, a lot of people prefer Kashyyyk, but I like Hoth better because it's bigger and there's better hills.
Not
and
a lot of cover on Hoth.
So
There's not a lot of cover.
I was on Kashyyyk once. I was on the CIS, and all my troops died except for me. And I was totally outnumbered. And I discovered those CIS crap tanks, they get destroyed up close. But if you sit all the way in the back, they'll tear them up. If you're like the other side of the map, they'll tear everything up. I was like, sweet.
All right, so this has always bothered me, but why is the beam rifle worse than the default sniper rifle?
Oh yes.
It doesn't have as long of range. It's not as precise. It's basically if you're in close to medium range and you get a chest shot, it's a one-hit kill, but it's terrible for headshots at long range. It doesn't have as much ammo per clip. Like, it's always bothered me. Why is the gun that you have to unlock by getting 6 headshots and then 4 headshots 64 times worse than the gun you get by default?
Isn't it better against vehicles, though? It's been a while since I played, but
yeah, it's better against vehicles. But then again, if you're the sniper class and then there's a vehicle, you would just change to the anti-tank class anyway.
I just go to the engineer and hack the vehicle.
Oh, have you ever?
That's my default engineer. After I unlock everything, I'm always the engineer.
I would be the heavy anti-tank ones, and just with a guided, I sit next to a gonk droid with the guided rockets and just like take people out.
The only part of that game I don't like, but I actually kind of love, is every time they bring a hero on the map, I won't play the heroes. My generals should kill a hero in one shot. Me and my brother used to play all the time. He'd always unlock the hero. He's like, all right, I got the hero. I'm going to beat you. Boom. God, what? That's not fair. That was one shot.
I turn off the heroes. Well, I mean, it was so much better because in Battlefront 1, the only way to kill the heroes was to either play on Camino or Bespin and just like knock them off with the rocket launcher.
I did that once or twice with Vader, and he respawned and chased me from the other side of the map to kill me.
Here's what you do on Kashyyyk, on Battlefront 1. You take one of the fighters and you just shoot them. You can't block all of it. Or you run them over with a tank. They'll try to cut down your tank, but they can't. They're flat. But I played that on console, really. I only played that on PC once. They may not be true on anything but the PS2, but, you know, it's what it is.
Anyway, we still have like 8 million questions from Dark Snowy to ask.
I got another one that really irritates me. KOTOR. When you go into something and you don't know you need to be leveled up, or you need to level up a certain perk, but I mean, this is with RPGs.
My save on KOTOR just disappeared. I have to work all my way. I was halfway through the game.
Like, I'm on that one water planet, and I literally cannot do anything because I am under-leveled in speech. I can't kill anything because there's nothing to kill. It can't do anything. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to redo it and then just rebuild my character so there's all speech and force persuasion.
Well, you can still you can get lucky.
It's so bullshit. I can't do anything. It's so irritating.
All right. The second part of Dark Snovia's Aftermath. Oh, speaking of Aftermath, we have a raid coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
On Tuesday the 12th. Go over to on various social media, Star Wars related. And make sure that before you post that they have something there that kind of pertains to what we're trying to accomplish in the expanded universe, and just politely ask to that you'd like to, or probably say you'd like to see the expanded universe continued. Be polite and respectful. Don't get in it with people. Don't get in with the trolls or the people and the haters, and especially on this one because this happened a lot last time, and we're gonna get 2 PSAs in one podcast. This is a first forever. But I know it's Windig writing this. I know he has not been very kind to the movement and to really the fans in general, but that's not the point of the raid. The comments like, this guy sucks and whatever, or the book sucks even, is not what the raids are about. They're about politely asking to continue the expanded universe. Don't join the range just to jump on the I hate
Chuck Wendick.
I hate the Windig bandwagon, and because that's what we're about. And people who do that, they don't speak for us because that's not what we're about. So don't do it, but comment on the raids. Anyway, Dark Synovia, your second question is actually going to be a topic that we're going to for a podcast later down the road, so we're not going to answer it. However, what is the worst punishment you can give a Star Wars fan? I would say making them watch the holiday special would probably be up there.
Yeah.
I have that.
Watch Dave Filoni
every couple of years.
Why?
That is awful.
And we called Jeremy the masochist.
What did you say?
It's got that awesome cartoon with Boba Fett, and it's got B. Arthur singing. It's pretty.
Yeah, that's true.
And it also has 15 minutes of Wookiees talking to each other in Wookiee with no goddamn subtitles.
Starships, we can't forget them.
Yeah, Jefferson Starship. That's the worst part of the whole thing. That weird techno thing they do. It's like Jefferson Starship. We built this city. I love that song, but that's not We Built the City.
The weird sensual Wookiee masturbating was the weirdest thing. Oh wait, I'm thinking of Porn Wars. Never mind.
Oh my god.
No, I seriously think the Dave Filoni Clone Wars movie is the absolute worst thing you could do to a fan.
Even Aftermath? That'd be worse than Aftermath?
They're on par with each other in the stupid. I mean, I'm shocked Dave Filoni didn't put in the Ankle Biter Brigade. And space diapers. And a bounty hunters union.
Talking about Dave Filoni, does anyone know if he's rallying votes for one of his characters again this year? I haven't seen anything.
I think he's going to wait till the final vote to do anything. Because so far the only one I've seen is Hera. Because Ahsoka's already a figure. Sabine is already a figure.
Ezra.
In all honesty, Ezra, whatever. In all honesty, people who are voting for the new canon characters, like that are in the movies or like Rebels, are kind of wasting their vote because Hasbro's going to make those characters anyway. It makes too much sense. They're popular. That's what's coming out. It's going to make them money. Mm-hmm. And we all know how they love their money. But more back to
not much. Or they'd be making more Legend material.
They like some money, but they don't want all of our money.
They don't like common sense.
Right. Anyway.
Next question.
Is it okay to read the prequel era to ignore the convoluted mess of the Clone Wars?
Yeah.
Oh.
What you can do, well, the thing with the Dave Filoni's Clone Wars, what I'd say is read everything except anything Dave Filoni Clone Wars related, because that's where all the problems come in. There's only
one.
If
you read it as a propaganda film.
Yeah.
Put out by the Empire.
And do it last. Go through that last. Because, especially the stuff with Ventress, I find the most confusing out of, well, Darth Maul's number one, because that's just so stupid. It shouldn't have been canon. It is, unfortunately. Well, it's in new canon. He showed up in Rebels. Spoilers. Or some stupid shit. I don't know. I didn't see it, but
Didn't they kill him in TCW? Didn't Sidious come and kick his butt?
no.
I don't know. I only
No,
saw it once and I blacked it out.
he kills the worst named character ever, Savage Press.
Oh.
Gets killed, and then Maul gets captured, and he escapes in Darth Maul, Son of Dathomir, the comic. Which is one of the last things written from Dark Horse. Also one of the most expensive things written from Dark Horse. Oh god, we've got a comment hot on I think the Hangout.
Is it your fangirl?
It's not my fangirl. I have to take a look-see though.
Usually she does comment, but I'm not seeing anything so far.
I'm done.
It's on the YouTube.
Yeah.
Indigo Grim.
What's your favorite fallen Jedi and/or redeemed Sith?
Ooh, I have two. Well, I have two if you technically count them. Count one of them.
God.
Oh, I guess I'll go.
Promo.
Yeah, that was my one. That was my original one. Then I thought of the second one.
What'd you say? I didn't make that out.
What, the question or the answer?
The answer. My thing kind of farted.
Ulic Quildromo.
And it's just, I seriously think a lot of the love that Tales of the Jedi gets is for redemption. That final arc, that was so good. It was so good that it almost makes me like happy that they never revisited those characters again, because I don't know of a better way to finish off that storyline. I don't know a better way to leave those characters.
Some filler in between Redemption, the Sith-born and Redemption.
Like, that explains why that there was the Dark Reaper
The Dark Reaper project ever happened.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Clone Wars game.
Which was amazing, by the way.
It's all
Django's wrong. Django's wrong. The only thing he was right about was that the controls for Jedi were god-awful, but still, that game was amazing. I'm not, nostalgic or fanboying at all right now. That game
the
is...
The multiplayer sucked in that game.
The what?
The multiplayer sucked in that game.
Again, it was... yeah.
But
I mean, who plays... Back in 2002, who played video games for the multiplayer anyway?
I'm not talking online. I'm talking about like co-op, or playing with friends.
Oh yeah.
That's
the Temple one was okay. The Temple one was okay if you had the cheat codes to unlock the Trooper, because that
Wait, was that a ground one?
Yeah, the ground one.
I never played the ground one. I only played the.
Yeah, if you had the cheats to unlock the Trooper, you could get pretty far. Because the problem with the Jedi, like the 4 Jedi you get, is that like as soon as the mini spider droid comes in, they would blow up, and the AI Jedi would always run at them with their lightsabers and hit them at point blank range while they blew up like idiots, instead of shooting them from range. So if you had the clone trooper, you could protect them by shooting them before the Jedi got to them and stupidly killed themselves. But
yeah, I don't know.
Anyway,
not a fan, but I understand the appeal. I liked some aspects of the game, like the main tank you get. I loved playing with that.
Yeah.
That was just like the only vehicle I liked, though.
The LV8, the gunship was pretty good too. The Walker was pretty slow, and
the Stap was the worst.
Oh yeah, the Stap was.
That mission where you're running around as Anakin is a complete mess, and I'm afraid my PlayStation 2 is going to overheat because there's too much crap on the screen.
Yep, that happened a lot.
And I'm like, oh no, my PS2 Slim's going to die. It's going to catch fire. And then you're on the Stap, and you're flying around, and it's like so hard to control. I'm like, oh, that's trash.
Dylan, that you've read these books. I haven't read them yet. Was Tahiri redeemed? Would she count?
Yes, she was.
All right, then that's my answer.
Oh,
If it
sorry,
wasn't,
spoiler
I would
alert.
go with Anakin Skywalker.
Well, I mean, is it really a spoiler alert? I mean, she was technically again, this is all spoilers. Okay, spoilers. But she did become a Sith, and then she's later in the timeline working with Jedi. So, if you know roughly what happens, then I don't think it's spoilers. But I don't know. Oh no, we're spoiling it. You know, those damn Alliance people with their spoiler jihads. You know, going around telling everyone that Darth Vader is Luke's father.
Oh, God forbid.
I know. God forbid we do that.
Apparently, we're planning something for Dragon Con this year, which is the first I've heard of it, even though I'm an admin
Right.
for the Alliance.
Is David involved?
Right.
David was involved
I
in the
don't
one
know.
last year with his Bring Back Legends movement, which
But after
we have
we had
nothing
the
to do
thing.
with.
After
Yeah.
the coup?
But after we had the thing, it isn't really a coup. Well, when
called us-
we left originally, it was kind of a coup. But when we kicked him from the Alliance for good, he kind of banned me. So I don't know what's going on with that group.
He banned me
But
too.
again-
It wasn't right away, but he banned me at some point.
But again, if the expansion does something at DragonCon, let's just get this out of the way. The expansion does something at DragonCon. While some of the members are kind of everywhere, kind of in the both ones, the leadership of the expansion does not represent the rest of the movement at large. They have not wanted to work with us. They've wanted to do their own thing for a while. In particular, the main admin, David, who we've talked about, does not want to work the rest of us. So whatever they do, for better or worse, is not something that the rest of the movement condones or is involved with. So whatever they cause this year at DragonCon, don't pin on us.
Yeah.
Because that's not us. Of course, the people we're talking to aren't going to watch this anyway, but it'll be nice to get it on.
We had a nice little disclaimer. Hey, look at this. We did this a couple months before this happened.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Next question.
Anyway. Would you be willing to play a drinking game for every plot hole you spot in the Clone Wars?
No, because we'd all die.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, I think that it would be a drinking game, but I think we would have to go to Vegas with the odds on how many episodes we get in before we all died of alcohol poisoning.
There's no way we get out of the first season, and I'm thinking
Right.
we wouldn't even get halfway through.
I think we could probably make
The
6
first
episodes.
7 episodes is when I just kill over and die.
6, 7 episodes, yeah. That sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
How bad do you think a Star Wars movie would be if Michael Bay directed it? That would depend.
Better than JJ.
No, on par with JJ. They're equally.
That would depend. Are we talking about like 90s Michael Bay? You know, when he actually had some.
Do not try to excuse Armageddon and Pearl Harbor and things like that. Dylan, those are fucking.
Yeah.
They're the sweat on my balls.
They were bad. He's had some okay ones.
I've
Which,
never heard
again,
anyone
were the
call
older
Armageddon bad. What are you two talking about?
Armageddon is like one of the worst movies ever made.
It wasn't bad in my
First time
opinion.
I've
It
ever
was
heard
okay.
anyone say that.
It sucks. Watch it again. It's actually don't. It's awful.
I've watched it at least 30 times, probably closer to 100.
I hate that movie. It's so
I
bad.
love that movie.
Everything about it is bad. Oh,
I mean, yeah. There's like, why don't they train astronauts to do oil mining things instead of having oil people trained to be astronauts? Or why not just have
They
some
fucked it up.
astronauts?
song though.
What?
They built it backwards.
That Aerosmith song is so stupid. Hate that one. I hate that.
I can't talk to you guys anymore. That came out my senior year, and that was
No, I'm not defending Jeremy. I'm saying it wasn't a great movie, but
You're looking at it for rose-tinted shades, man. It's
True.
so bad. It's like it's almost as bad. Actually, it's not as bad as Independence Day Resurgence.
oh yeah.
which
I
is
didn't even dignify that movie with my money.
Yeah, you know. Well, my mom took me. It was a family thing. She paid for me.
Well, I had my expectations low on that, and it exceeded my expectations. But that's not saying much considering how low it was.
I think my cavity I had being drilled took less time than that movie. I was almost bored to death.
It could have used more Will Smith.
We could use any Will Smith. Jeff Goldblum couldn't even save that movie. Jeff Goldblum's dad driving that school bus of children into a war zone.
Well, I mean, Jeff Goldblum is like 900 years old, so.
Bill Paxton did his best to save the movie too.
Oh yeah.
Was he still the president?
You mean Bill Pullman?
No.
Oh, Pullman. Sorry.
Pullman, yes.
Bill Pullman looked homeless for like 90% of the movie.
No, but seriously, was he still the president?
Was the president.
He was not the president.
Okay.
The president was basically the dumbest person in the whole movie.
Yes.
We're gonna blow this up.
They blew up the one ally. She said, "Blow up the ally." He came to help us, but we're gonna blow him up.
Blow up anyway. I don't care. I represent America. Blow him up. And everyone's like, you know what, go for it. And then Jeff Goldblum's like, that's a terrible idea. And then everyone's like, who cares, Jeff Goldblum?
Well, there's a couple countries that said, that's Jeff Goldblum, we should do what he says. And they're like, no.
We're America, we'll do what we want.
America.
Yeah.
I was like from that. I was like what the at the end of the first Independence Day when like we know how to take him down. Like were they saying just like so basically just wait till it opens up and then have one of your pilots just suicide crash into the main laser
you don't
thing.
Have to suicide. You can get a missile off, but the only reason they did that because his missile got stuck.
I've just always wondered that. Like I mean the guy kind of just crashed into it. So is that what you're telling him?
We have to think about this. Independence Day is a really fun movie, but it's like one of the dumbest movies ever. It's the world's, as Red Letter Media said, it's the world's dumbest humans versus the world's dumbest aliens. I mean, the aliens are communicating.
The dumbest aliens are in science. Hands down, dumbest aliens are in science.
Yeah. But hey, oh yeah, that's right. I was like...
Well, water kills us, but we'll go to a planet that's 2/3 water and eat the creatures that are over 75% water. I mean, where's the sense in that?
I don't know. I give Signs wasn't about the alien. Well, I mean, it was, but it wasn't about the aliens at the same time.
It was about the fear of the aliens, but still.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that because let's face it, the aliens, you don't even see the aliens until halfway through Signs. But Independence Day, they're talking to each other via our satellites, and these are aliens who have figured out how to travel through space. You know, something we can't do in a timely manner. They're using our satellites, and then it's just I don't know.
It was convenient. They were there.
The movie is plot convenience.
They're lazy aliens. Let's call them lazy aliens.
Everyone was lazy in Independence Day, but it's a good movie. Whereas Armageddon is the world's dumbest movie. Actually, that's not true. That's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, with the Michael Bay one.
Oh yes.
That is the dumbest movie. But hey, we'll see if Ghostbusters is equally as dumb.
You're gonna watch that movie?
No, Jaden's gonna watch that movie, and then we're all gonna make fun of him for it.
Jaden, why?
Well, I don't know why. I told him to torrent it. Disclaimer: I do not support Pirates Bay or any torrenting, unless it's terrible. Anyway.
Final question. Which EU character do you feel like their abilities are exaggerated?
Starkiller.
I mean, I've kind of said this before, but any character, any main protagonist that's in a video game.
Ahsoka's incompetent. That's her character. Ahsoka's like a Jedi Jar Jar.
But she's like, she can beat anybody apparently, or hold her own against anybody rather.
Right.
Eh,
Some
I
people that should kill her within 3 seconds, she lasts 5-10 minutes against.
like I said, it's the Jar Jar dumb luck. If Darwinism existed in Star Wars, Jar Jar would have died long before Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon rescued him.
Well, the bosses tried to kill him by exiling him.
Yeah, he should have starved to death out there, but he didn't. But Ahsoka has that same dumb luck. Like I think back to when she first confronts Grievous, and she like plays cat and mouse with him, and she gets her ass handed to her, but she
I'm
managed.
actually curious. What form did Ahsoka use? Because I think it's Xi'an.
Didn't she have 2 forms? I don't know. I didn't pay that close attention.
I know eventually she starts to slowly become turn into. Anakin uses Form 4 or Form 5.
No, Anakin used Form 4 when he was younger, and then like by the time he got to like Attack of the Clones, Anakin he'd switched to Form 5.
Yeah, he's using. She adapts some weird Form 5 and
Yeah,
whatever.
he was using primarily Djem Sil, Form 5. Personality and traits. Let's see, powers and abilities.
Either way, there's no way she could handle Barris.
There's no way she could handle a lot of things. But she does.
Yeah, she was a mix. She had a Xi'an reverse grip. Her main training was Nataru and Nyman, but Anakin taught her a lot of Djem Sil. So
Oh, good.
yeah.
Sponsor Comcast is at work.
Sorry, did you get all that? She used a Xi'an grip, but her main style that she trained in was Ataru and Nyman, and then Anakin trained her in Djem Sil a little bit.
Yeah. Whatever.
So two okay defensive styles, one good offensive style, and then like a jack of all trades style that doesn't really do any much. So I was trying to justify like, well, if she was just Xi'an is kind of a defensive one, so she could at least hold her own and survive. Beat people is another thing, but
Yeah.
the thought just occurred to me. But yeah, she uses other styles that, like Ataru, that aren't that great for that. So, yeah, basically, Ahsoka's greatest asset in the Clone Wars was how strong her plot armor was. I mean, it was pretty good.
Someone recently got criticized for how great Filoni's pedophilia was for her.
Like, I don't know if any of you played D&D, Ahsoka in the Clone Wars was like having a character with an armor class of 50.
Yeah.
You're just,
I don't even play D&D, and I get that reference.
It's like. All right. Anyone else?
That's all the comments from the last one. Did we get any questions?
No.
I'm refreshing the page again.
Watching us. We got 3 people watching us. Which
We have
I'm
3
guessing is
people.
3 of us.
I think we offended 2 people and they left.
One of them is me.
Subscribers.
Oh wait, we do have. Oh no, that's there.
Yeah, I'm watching it too, and yeah, so I think the 3 people watching it right now are us. How meta, we watch our own podcast.
I'm not watching mine.
Okay, so we actually have 1 legit viewer, and then just Bill and I keeping tabs on it.
Yeah.
No. No, I think
By the way, to our 1 legit viewer, like, seriously, what are you doing with your life right now?
I think I offended a couple people.
Comment and let us know.
No, I'm being for real right now. Like I think our comments about people not trolling each other offended people, and they unsubscribed from me.
Yeah, we're getting too serious. This is a jokey podcast, you know.
Yeah. God forbid we talk about something serious. All right, do we want to end this? Because I really want to take a nap.
I guess
Yeah.
so, since no one's watching.
Yeah, I'm getting Bill phobia, like the Bill syndrome right now.
Just remember, vote Jaina. You have exactly
Yes.
42 minutes left to punch in your votes. The links are all in the comments. I posted them all. Vote Jaina, vote Jaina, vote Jaina. And
Asshole.
Don't forget about the Sword of Jedi. Vote for her too.
you're right.
Yeah.
And of course, Jaina Solo. You should also vote for Rey. I'm just kidding.
You mean Jaina?
You mean real Jaina? Or the fake Jaina, sorry?
Yeah,
Fuck that
don't
up.
go there.
They already have a Ray figure. Alright, good night.